Welcome back aboard Blurred Force One with your boys Mo and Lottie, and this is the Supercast. The Supercast where we talk about all things superhero in our pop culture media. That's movies, TV shows, video games. We talk about the news, do some speculation, all of that good nerdy stuff. Before we get into this video, do us a favor, get down there, hit like, or if you listen to us on a podcasting platform, leave us a review. 5 stars will be the best, but whatever you think we deserve. And we appreciate you joining us this evening, man. It's a big old week for superhero things. Lots of news, now that the strikes are all over, they're talking about, new projects, casting, and all that good stuff. The Marvel's not having such a good week, unfortunately. And so it's just everything's in flux. And of course, we got Invincible running right now, too, as we look forward to the Thanksgiving weekend here in the United States. So before we get into all of that, Lottie, my friend, how you doing this evening? And what you been up to that's been nerdy?
Uh, Honestly, not much, besides just watching Invincible. It's finally I'm gonna get a few days off, so I'm actually gonna use that time to play some video games.
Oh, nice. I should do the same. My video gaming is so sporadic. Like the other night, instead of working on this channel, I was like, forget that. I'm gonna go and play Borderlands 2. So I was just playing Borderlands 2 for a few hours. And I have not gone back to it since because other things. But yeah, I think that may be the nerdiest thing I've been up to. I've just been watching TV, getting ready for Thanksgiving, all that good stuff. It's it hasn't been the nerdiest of times, but you know what? I did do something else nerdy. Even though I'm broke, I somehow found the money to buy some new action figures and pops to go on my wall of ever growing wall of pops. So like I got some action figures from the Dungeons and Dragons movie for $5 each because I'll be looking for those deals. So that I mean it's yeah, it's like I need more of them, but hey, that's what nerds do, we collect. So anyway, this is the Supercast, so are gonna jump into some news about superhero things. It's a very very busy news week. So we had to pick the best things this week, like the director of Kang Dynasty, Destin Cretton, no longer directing that. We're gonna find out why. What's the reason for the exit? A rumor about who could be the MCU's Reed Richards. It might surprise you who they name. The Marvels, man, just down on this is not a Marvel us return on the box office. We'll talk about the numbers, what that could mean, and Amon Villani's got some words about box office as well. There's a couple new trailers. Madam Web dropped its first trailer, and What If Season 2 dropped its trailer. We're going to talk about those and what we can expect from both of those projects. And then finally, we're going to talk about the DCU casting for new people for Superman Legacy. Big names, some people maybe you haven't heard of, but definitely some awesome news for the DC universe. So Lottie, we got plenty to talk about, man. You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's get into it. So, we've been talking about Marvel, and look, the Marvel's not doing good. Let's just call it like it is. The previous Marvel movie, which was Guardians of the Galaxy, did well, but let's be honest, like for the type of movie and as good as it was, should have been $1 billion movie. Did not make that. The previous movie before that, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, underperformed. And Bob Iger's like, we got to retool, man. We gotta get this ship righted. And so we had heard, like that they were, pausing projects or retooling them, restarting them. And we also heard that they were moving movies around. Like we talked about, Deadpool is the only MCU movie coming out next year. We also heard about some staffing changes, writers being let go, directors and all that, hiring new writers, all that stuff. So in the midst of all of that, we got news this week that Destin Daniel Cretton will no longer be directing Kang Dynasty. And this, I want to say, is in the wake of the Jeff Loveness, who wrote Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which, as you will know, is sort of a setup for Kang Dynasty, one of the many things that's going to lead towards Kang Dynasty. He was set to write Kang Dynasty, and we had heard that he had been let go because maybe they were going in a different direction. And also we saw in Loki season 2 maybe some hints that the Kang angle is sort of being buttoned up. I guess maybe. So he's no longer going to be doing that, but he is not leaving the Marvel Universe. He is going to continue to work on the Wonder Man TV show, which is, I'm surprised they're even still doing that. And Shang-Chi 2, he's, setting up to get ready, pre-production and all that stuff on that. So, Lottie, you hear this news. What do you think about this? And what do you think this means for the Marvel Studios and the MCU going forward?
I don't know how to feel about this because there's a little bit of a rumor of what's going on with Kang Dynasty. And it's just making it sound more and more like it might be true that they might be moving on from Kang, which I, in my opinion, think that is the dumbest thing to do, especially with how you've hyped them up. If you don't want to use the actor, the Kang is the easiest. Is of all the actors, he's the easiest actor to recast.
What's funny about that is I heard. Now, again, rumors or whatever. I was listening to another podcast that I always listen to, and they were talking about again this. They were like, well, this reader, listener wrote in and said, well, I worked on Creed 3, and I heard that maybe Jonathan Majors' contract said that he wouldn't, that they couldn't recast Kang. If Kang was going to be there, he would be the one. That's a weird ass stipulation for a contract, and I refuse to believe that a studio would be dumb enough to sign something like that. But I mean, it would lend some credence to this idea that maybe they can't move away from it. So they're just moving to a different character all the way around. Everyone likes the idea of Doom, which I hate, by the way. I don't agree with that because Doctor Doom doesn't need to. Doctor Doom's not Thanos. He's very much tied to the Fantastic Four. Yes, he can be an asshole to a whole bunch of other bad, superheroes, but you bring him out as this God Emperor of the multiverse, and I don't see how you bring him back down to the level where the Fantastic Four beat him up.
Yeah, I agree. This is the dumbest thing ever. If you're going to move on from Kang, do the Celestials and do them right.
I mean, you got other people. Do Immortus. Well, I guess Immortus is technically a Kang variant, but yes, you have the Celestials. I mean, you could Deadpool of all. I mean, look, I'm not saying Deadpool. I'm being facetious there. You could do a
Celestials is the easiest.
Yeah,
Celestials are the easiest one because they already have been hinted at before Phase 4. Because remember, they were hinted at all the way in Guardians of the Galaxy 1, and then again in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So even if people did not watch Eternals, you can easily just say, hey, you remember Guardians of the Galaxy 1? Yeah. Remember that being that blew up that planet and created the Power Stone? Celestial. You know what I mean? It's something that I feel if they're going to move on, that's what they should do.
Yeah. Well, it's this Destin. I love the fact that he's basically saying I'm not going to do this, which could mean that yes, that movie itself is going away. I'd heard that maybe Marvel was thinking about making it a 2-part Avengers movie instead of Kang Dynasty and then Secret Wars. So maybe Secret Wars Part 1, Secret Wars Part 2, which I'm of two minds on that because I'm like, oh, so now we're going to start doing that whole, Part 1, Part 2 thing again, like we did with the Infinity War and Endgame, which they're not technically Part 1 and 2, but they were before they changed the names. So, there's the story's too. What story is too big that it can't be contained in 1 3-hour movie? Because that's what it's going to be, 3 hours. I hesitate to say, but who knows? I trust in Marvel that they're going to get their story shit together. I just I'd hate to see Kang go by the wayside, and of course, this whole trial and everything is really going to kind of indicate where they're going, but it may already be too late. Like I said, in Loki season 2, they seem to have buttoned up Kang a little bit. At the very least, He Who Remains is, and they were talking about, oh, there's Kang's variants are acting up, but they're not doing anything too bad. So who knows? But I think it's pretty dope that he's still going to be doing Wonder Man, because I was like, well, that's one that's going to be on the chopping block, like that they don't, because everyone's talking about, why are y'all doing all these new characters? We don't need these new characters. And he's going to be a brand new one that no one knows about. And also, we're getting Shang-Chi too. So, which I think was a given, but still, it's good to know that they are most definitely working on that. So, you know what? We'll keep an eye on this. We'll keep an eye on what he's up to in Marvel Studios is, and we'll let you guys know more about his next projects when we learn about them. A lot of more Marvel stuff here. Ready for a rumor? It's time to cast Reed Richards. And I have to be honest, I put rumor on this. This shit is probably true. Because if this was like Daniel RPK or some other scooper talking about it on the internet, on social media, I'd be like, whatever. Maybe it's true, but whatever. But Variety, of all places, reported this. That Pedro Pascal is in probably final negotiations to play Reed Richards in the MCU. And Variety, if they report it, the shit's probably true. Like 99% positive this is a real thing. So Lottie, what else can we say about Pedro Pascal? He's the Star Wars daddy. He's the zombie world's daddy. If you got some young person that's vulnerable and needs to be transported from point A to point B, he's your guy. And also he's a great actor. Let's just call it like it is. I can honestly say they're not even entertained for a second that Pedro Pascal will be Reed Richards. So what do you think? How are you feeling about this casting?
I actually like it. I like it. He doesn't have to. Pedro Pascal's already in great shape. It's not a role that he has to get in ultra shape to be in. He already has the, he already has the look. Just probably just gonna have to put a little white highlights in it. Like, there's people that are telling me like, no. I'm like, guys, you telling me he does? He looks like Reed Richards. I think some people are used to seeing the young Reed Richards, but Reed Richards usually looks like a middle-aged man, like in his mid-40s.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like with the gray side of his hair. I'm like, no, Pedro Pascal looks like a great actor, and I mean, Pedro Pascal looks like a great pick. He's a great pick, and like you say, he's a great actor.
Yeah. Well, I love some of the reactions was, oh, now Reed Richards is Latino. I'm like, bitch, he can play like just a white guy, right? I'm just saying, like, he just because he's got, he's from Argentina, everything like that, he can play white people. It's okay. Let's be honest. Pedro Pascal is white. He's a white guy.
I mean, let's be honest. If you don't know his name, you'll think he's a white guy.
He is. He's a white guy. There's white people just because he speaks Spanish don't make him not white. So, like, this is not a thing. Just because he got this is stupid Americans saying stupid shit. So, again, great actor. I'm convinced he can do whatever the hell he wants to do, he will be that guy. Uh, I can honestly say I don't think to myself, man, this guy looks like, he's got the biggest brain on the planet. But that's what the fuck acting is for. I can be wrong about this thing, And that impression of him is formed because I've seen him in other things where he's doing other, less brain guy stuff and more man of action shit. So I mean, I'm down with it. I'm basically, his body of work is so good, I will assume that he can do this correctly. And Marvel, they wouldn't just throw a contract at him. And by the way, a major contract, right? They're not giving him a contract to play some side character. Reed Richards is a co-lead in which should be one of the flagship titles for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So this is real big deal. They're not going to just throw that at anybody. Trust. So I'm confident. I think they're making the right move, and I can't wait to see what's up. So we'll let you guys know when we get real official confirmation about this, but I feel like it's coming up real soon, and we'll talk about it then. More Marvel stuff. The Marvels, Lottie, it flopped, right? First weekend, what did it make? $48 million. And boy, that second weekend, woo! Look, I liked the movie. I thought it was pretty good. And just like all of the other movies, I was like, I like this movie. I thought it was pretty good this year. Like The Flash and Blue Beetle. This shit tanked. 78% drop. Made $10 million in its second weekend. To be fair, it was going up against The Hunger Games. And I forget the other movie it was going up against, but it was going up against two new movies that had big box office. But I mean, still, this is a Marvel movie. And it made only $10 million in its second weekend. Now, you and I, Lottie, we talked about, why this is happening to it. But we got to acknowledge this is the worst drop that any Marvel movie has ever had. And it's just, it's probably not even going to get Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania money. Just a failure all the way around. Except, in my opinion, in the quality of the actual movie. So, I mean, Lottie, what does this say for the Marvel? And what I feel like, more like, what is this saying for comic book movies right now? And stuff like Aquaman that's coming out. And, what does the industry need to do? Because I don't think that this is just a Marvel problem.
It's superhero fatigue, man. I mean, people don't want to believe it because some people say no, it's bad movie. People are saying, oh, it's bad movie or disc fatigue. I said no, it's superhero fatigue. The simple fact that what is that the movie? You know what movie I'm talking about? Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and Across the Spider-Verse didn't make $1 billion. Just showed you that there's superhero fatigue in movies like Mario and Barbie, which are far inferior movies to those two movies. Even people that told me they liked the Mario movie and liked Barbie all agree with me that they are inferior to those two movies. It's because superhero fatigue. It's just the way it is. If it's not live action Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, or some mega huge thing, it's not going to make $1 billion. And even if it's good, you're going to struggle to even make 700 million now. And I think Marvel and DC needs to recognize this and stop putting these massive, stupid budgets into these movies. And if the movie's costing too much, I'm sorry, you got to kill it. Because it's going to cost you more money to release it because, like you said, I don't think this movie is going to make 300 million. I don't think this movie will even make 300 million. That 300 million was around its budget. Like, if you're going to make a superhero movie from now on, 150 million is the cut. If it's not a live action Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, or like some big Justice League or
Avengers or something.
Avengers thing, your cutoff is 150 million. That's it. If you cannot make a superhero movie within 150 million, it shouldn't be made at
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah, I mean, budgets are really stupid, and it's CG is really part of the problem and everything like that. Which I'm convinced they're going to lean more to street level stuff. That's why they're doing that Marvel Spotlight thing. But like
Yeah.
this is just bad all around. Um, and this to the point where they're asking Amon Villani, she's out there doing the rounds. By the way, out there living her best life. Like if you see any place that's doing a interview with Amon Villani, any YouTube channel or TV show or anything, do yourself a favor and go listen to that, because she is, like I've said before, she is the best thing about the whole movie. She's a treasure to the MCU, and if let's say you've lost your verve, your zeal for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, take 5 minutes to sit and listen to her be interviewed about the movie and about how she feels about being in the MCU and everything like that, and I guarantee it will recharge your batteries. I'm telling you, you got to go listen to what she's got to say. But to that point, someone asked her, in an interview, how you feel about this box office, this disappointing box office, and she was just like, look, I'm paraphrasing, so if I get it wrong, let me know. But she basically was like, look, we went in there, we made the best movie we could. We had a good time doing it. That's not really something I have to worry about. That's more for, Bob Iger and to be concerned about. I did my job. We and the people that I know, that like it, that they like it and everything. So that's good enough for me. Which I mean, Lottie, I feel like that's the you're a sports guy. That's the equivalent of, look, I left it all on the field, and it's just it played out the way it played out. I did everything I could. We did, I'm proud of the effort we put out there, and we just didn't come home with the W today. Is that sound about right?
Yeah.
So is there anything wrong? I'm serious. As a sports fan, is there anything wrong with that attitude that a star player or one of the players, if they're asked about the loss, is there anything wrong with them saying that?
Not yet. Not in particular. No, not really.
Yeah. Okay. So you got I'm not gonna give the guy's name, but I had some guy saying something dumb, the dumb response about how her response was disrespectful to the fans and who cares about what they say because it's all about her. And I'm like, first of all, bitch, did you read anything that was said? Because that's not what she said at all. But second of all, yeah, why should she look? Why seriously? I'm being 100% here. Why should she care about whether the fans are whether the fans are really receptive to this? She should be happy that they are. But the truth is that if she did the best she could, if everyone did the best that they could, and it just didn't hit, that doesn't mean that the movie's not good or that they didn't work their ass off on it or anything like that. It could like you're asking that the actor who didn't write it, who didn't direct it, who didn't finance it, she showed up, did her lines to the best of her ability, and in my opinion delivered really basically the best performance in the whole movie. She did everything she could to make this work, and it just didn't click. So in what way is saying, hey, we left it on the field and we just kind of let everything fall the way it did? How is that disrespecting the fans? Am I wrong here? Like, am I, because I sure did get in his ass about it.
I mean, man, there's just gonna be people like that are gonna say it's like with Jordan Travis. How Jordan Travis, I told you about, how Jordan Travis broke his leg. There are literally people on the internet said it could have happened to a better person. I mean, like there are people literally saying they're trying to, and people coming at them, and they're like trying to talk about him like after he beats a team. he like basically flexed to the crowd, so he deserved to have his leg broken because of that. There are just people like that, bro. There are just people on the internet that are just miserable people, and they see people are doing well in life. They literally like if some of these people were given the death note, a lot of innocent people would die. You know what? You know how you can tell the psyche of a human being is by what their favorite show is. The simple fact that Death Note is one of some people's favorite anime just shows you how sadistic they are. I've watched Death Note and I don't see it. I don't see why people like the show that much. It was like legit in my opinion, Death Note is a all right anime. But people swear it's one of the greatest anime of all time. You know why? Because they're sick human beings. They imagine what it will be like to have a book that you can just kill people.
Yeah.
That's why they like it. That's why they like it. It's nothing to do with the actual show. It's because they're just sick individuals, and he's just one of those people. Because universally, by even people who of the what's it called?
The Fandom Menace.
Fandom Menace even said she's by far the best. He's like the best thing in that movie. This person is just a miserable person. Just saw an opportunity that he thought he was dunking on somebody when he really wasn't. Because here's the thing, like, you know, some people say, "Oh, they're just trolls." No, they're not trolls. They literally feel that way. There are some people out here that literally feel that. Help me out with her name again.
Iman Vellani.
Iman Vellani is a piece of shit. Like, they literally feel that in their soul that she is a terrible human being.
It's just
I
weird.
Don't know why.
It's just weird to me because I'm just like she personally shit in your mouth or something by saying that. No,
yeah, exactly.
She didn't. She did her very best to make something that you like and you don't like it. That's fine. That happens all the time in entertainment.
She's not she's only an actor. She's not the director and the producer.
But even if she personally spearheaded every creative aspect of this movie, even if she did, it's still not a personal attack or affront on you that you don't like this movie. Not fucking everything is for you. One, not everything is for you. Your tastes are different than other people's tastes, and things you like may not coincide with other people. That's fine. That's one of the main fucking problems with the Fandom Menace and other. I mean, I try very hard not to be like this in real life too. Is this? Not, I don't even want to. It's not even polarization. It's the hyperbolization of fandom, where it's no longer, oh, this is cool, or this, I didn't like this, or whatever. It's, I fucking hate this. This thing is the worst thing ever. It's raped my childhood. All that stuff. That rhetoric is so stupid because it is a movie. It's a movie. It is a movie that you never have to watch again. You can exit it from your, delete it from your memory if you can. Never think about it again and move on, just because it's part of the MCU, you could skip the fucking movie in your rewatches. It's not that serious, and yet you get dum-dums like this making it out as if this is like a religious thing, and you've blasphemed against their God. Shut the hell up. Like, really. Fuck. Once again, what do I always say? This is why nerds got stuffed into lockers. And I, you know what? I would go back in time and stuff this dude back into a locker. Because, he ain't learned shit in life. Not at all. Anyway, too bad for the Marvels. I still say go see it. Or more likely check it on Disney Plus, because it is definitely going to be coming to digital and streaming real soon. If it don't make it before January, I'll be surprised. So you guys keep an eye out for that. And we'll talk about, the implications of that. Lottie's trailer time, man. We got 2 really cool trailers this week. And, in my opinion, really cool trailers. I've heard a lot of stuff about this first one. Madam Web dropped. This is a project we've talked about, here and there over the last year and a half. We were talking about them filming. We saw some pictures and everything like that. But Lottie, be honest. Did you think that this was a real thing that was going to happen?
No.
That's a long silence. That's a long contemplative silence there.
Because I'm remembering what I saw, and I'm like, no.
I will say I did think that this was going to happen, mainly because why would you spend time, you know, why would you spend time filming so that we could get stills from the movie, behind the scenes pictures, only to not actually follow through. They're not Warner Brothers Discovery. They actually finished their, when they finish their shit, it's going to come out, right? So I was like, this is going to happen. I just want to know what the hell it is. And is it going to be Spider-Man or is it going to be Morbius? And I felt like it was. I felt like it was trending Morbius. I felt the answer. I felt like it was trending Morbius, but I'm starting to feel more like it's trending Craven, which is halfway between Morbius and Spider-Man. So,
all I'm saying is that I just hope the budget wasn't expensive in this movie, because let's be honest here, this looks low budgeted. Not in the sense of like $50 million. But I will be, if I hear that this budget is above 125 million, I'll be shocked.
It's definitely above 125. Just because it's got a ton of CG. The thing is, I think that if they keep it around there, it's probably fine. The CG they need, for action sequences, it's going to be Spider-Man level stuff, so they should be budgeting, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man level. But to that point, some of it does look a little bit like Spider-Man 3, in terms of like the filming techniques and whatnot. All that being said, look, I like the trailer. I legitimately liked it. It made me excited for the movie, because I finally found out what the fuck is this. I've heard rumors about what it's about. Seems to be set, 20 years in the past or something like that, and it's got a bunch of Spider Women in it. All right, cool. Like, finally getting to see them in live action. I think that's pretty cool. The thing is, Dakota Johnson, she plays Madam Web. She's not going to suit up in anything, so, there's no CG on her. But the other girls, they all do end up being a version of Spider-Woman in some way or shape or form. And there's a lot of coincidences and stuff in the story. That's actually, to me, what I'm most concerned about, because I was like, this seems a little too coincidental. You better explain this well. And there's some kind of sort of Spider-Man guy that looks like Taskmaster, basically, with a spider suit. So, I mean, look, it looks promising. I will not deny that if you look at this and say, oh, shit, we might be in trouble, I wouldn't blame you. So, Lottie, what do you think? Are you like me, or are you like, ooh, we might be in trouble?
I'm in the, oh, shit. I don't know about this one, man. It's not that it looks like a movie that will show on a streaming network. If Sony had a streaming network, I would not be surprised to see this movie on it day one. But Sony is going to release this to theater. It looks, like you said, you made a really good point. The movie looks dated. It looks like an early 2000s superhero movie.
Which is the problem that Morbius had too.
That is something that I couldn't get my hand on it when I said it looked low budgeted. The word I was trying to look, it looks dated. It looks like a movie. It looks like remember how like overly edgy superhero movies were back then? Like, they were like, every superhero movie back then was ultra dark.
Yeah.
Every one of them were. X-Men was dark. Spider-Man was dark. Of course, Daredevil was going to be dark. Elektra, the freaking Fantastic Four, Hulk. They were all these ultra edgy, dark superhero movies. This looks just like it. It looks like a early 2000s superhero movie, and I don't know if that's going to do well in today's day and age.
Yeah, but it does seem like in terms of they seem to be going more humorous. Like I don't mean that this whole movie's going to be humorous, but they're definitely doing the humorous angle that the MCU takes with with interaction between characters. So I mean, look, this is the first trailer. I'm pretty sure they can clean it up or whatever in the next trailer. But I think it was nice to see it. Look, that Ezekiel Sims, he looks actually pretty cool. Like that suit looks stupid, but the guy himself looks kind of cool. He's clearly going to be doing Spider-Man stuff. We saw some CG'd versions of, that. So I said before when she was cast, Isabella Merced, she's a good actress, and she's going to be playing Anya Corazon, who in the comics was known as the Araña, which is Spanish for spider, but she eventually became Spider-Woman. And then you had Maddie Franklin, who was also was Spider-Girl, and she has mechanical arms, and I think you saw a little bit of that. And I want to say Sydney Sweeney. I think she's Julia Carpenter, who is a Spider-Woman, who is the traditional Spider-Woman that had a black and white suit. But she didn't get her powers like Spider-Man. She got them from genetic, testing or on her. So I mean, it's cool that they're bringing in all these legacy Spider-Women, and apparently there's some butterfly effect shit going on that they got to keep Ben Parker alive or something. Some stuff. Look, it's Madam Web. It's about destiny and everything like that. So, I mean, it's gonna play out like that. So I liked it, and I'm looking forward to it. Lottie, you are pessimistic, and I don't blame you. So. But anyway, when we get more information, or if they drop another trailer, we'll let you guys know what we think. The next trailer, what if Season 2 dropped its trailer and dropped its release dates? Both of which I'm very happy about. Lottie, I mean, this thing looked dope. This is a good trailer. It's a really good trailer. I'm excited about a lot of it, especially now that I found out that they did a What If the Avengers formed back in 1990 whatever, or whatever, that back in the day. And so you get to see King T'Chaka join up with Hank Pym and apparently Captain Marvel, but it's the Supreme Intelligence. I don't know, whatever. And apparently it's Peter Quill with ego powers. So that's pretty cool. There's a lot of cool shit in this one. What did you think about this trailer?
So this time we're actually getting the 9 episodes, because I think the last one we only got 8 because
because the pandemic kind of messed up the. So we're gonna get one of the episodes we're gonna get is that episode we didn't get from the previous season that explains Gamora, and in fact we saw bits in the trailer where they're doing. It looks like they're pod racing, but it's not pod racing. It's more like what if pod racing but Mad Max style. Okay. Where you saw Hulk and they were all on vehicles, and Gamora and Iron Man and his big old iron suit and stuff. So we're gonna.
Didn't they show? Yeah. Is it Kang in this? If I'm not mistaken, didn't they show Kang?
I probably missed it. There's a lot of stuff going on in this trailer, and I didn't go back to I didn't watch the new Rockstar's breakdown or whatever. Because I want to be I want to be surprised at these episodes. It looks great. It fucking looks great though.
The animation looks better.
It looks absolutely great. Just it looks like it's gonna be really fun. Probably the first season. there were some really fun and goofy things, and there were some real dark and like twisted things. I think we even saw Doctor Strange in there. So this could be Strange Supreme, like the Strange that we saw that's holding. Oh, and we also didn't we see Killmonger? We saw Killmonger in that bitch. So like
I believe so.
yeah,
Yes.
I'm locked. I'm ready. And to that point, it is they released the release dates. So it's releasing December 22nd, and they're doing something completely different that we've seen from the MCU on Disney Plus so far. They're releasing one episode per day until December 27th. And I'm just like, yes, okay. I like they don't drop it all at once. They're not doing it week to week. They're gonna give us it. I mean, like I'm all in on that. I can't wait. I'm absolutely excited for it. Lottie, it sounds like you are too.
Yes.
But yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how we're gonna review this. Because it's literally one episode per day, and through Christmas, including Christmas Day. So I was like, how are we gonna do this?
I think we should just watch the entire thing.
Yeah, wait till the 27th and then do the. I mean, but what if every episode is so dope we have to say something? I don't know.
To do a review. Yeah, I'll just wait. I'll just wait to just do the entire review
Yeah,
because
nah.
it's 9 episodes instead of it's 9 because the episodes are what like 30 minutes.
Yeah, I mean it'll be we'll wait on it, but I mean I'm really looking forward. That's what a great Christmas present. Thank you, Kevin Feige, or Santa Feige. So anyway, we're looking forward to that. We'll let you guys know what we think about it when they drop at the end of December. All right, so now it's time for the big news of the day. It's casting time. Really for the not for the MCU, the DCU. So the strike obviously is set a lot of things back, but now we're getting a flurry of news all around Hollywood for different projects, casting, and everything. Everyone's talking about the things. So James Gunn has revealed 4 people who are going to be in Superman Legacy. 2 villains and 2, well, I guess 3 villains maybe, and one very important person in the Superman canon. So first one, we'll go with the two that I don't really know. So I'm just gonna call them out and say yeah. One of them is Maria Gabriela de Faria. I'm sure I'm saying that real fucked up, but she is cast as the engineer. And Lottie, I'm sure you know everything about the engineer, so I'm sure you've read all of the comics with the engineer in it, or have you?
Got it. This is the most. I'm looking it up now.
To my knowledge,
so she's
my knowledge.
So she's a woman.
Yeah. Well, my understanding is that she is from the Authority. So this maybe puts some credence to the idea that the Authority is going to play some part in Superman Legacy. They're going to be introduced in Superman Legacy before their own movie. But my understanding is they say she's a villain, but she is either a part of the Authority or is from the Authority comics, and apparently has a nano suit and whatever. So she's
in this, it looks more like she is like a like she's sort of like what was the one from Terminator 3? She is like it probably was the suit at first, but then I guess it sort of became a part of her.
Right. Well, I'm not. Yeah, I don't. I'm gonna be honest. Don't know anything about this. I was not I did not read Wildstorm. Did not read the Authority. I know vaguely who they are, so I don't know who this character is, and I'm like, cool. Whoever this is, I'm sure she's gonna do well. But as a villain, good. The engineer apparently is gonna give Superman some difficulty. A second person that again I don't really know. but apparently is going to be playing Sara Sampaio, who is a Portuguese actress and model, and she's going to be playing Eve Teschmacher, who is Lex Luthor's executive assistant.
Oh, okay. I know exactly who that is.
So tell me, because I don't know who this is.
You remember that? It's kind of weird because she's not. Because usually the person that plays is, I mean, usually the portrayal of the woman who is Lex Luthor's is like a kind of like super athlete woman. Like she's not ultra muscular, but you can tell that she was like someone that like works out and takes very good care of herself. Because basically that's what Lex Luthor's it's more of like his bodyguard.
Right.
Because she could throw hands now. There was a time when I can't remember who it was, try to run up on Lex and she started whooping that ass and I was like, damn.
Yeah.
And I think she actually loves Lex too. I think she actually loves him.
Well, terrible choice in men, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and I'm like, okay, good looking lady. Apparently she's done some acting. More importantly, James Gunn's like, yes, we found our Eve. Okay, I trust you, James. I don't know who this is. I don't know this character, but I'm assuming she's the right one for the job. So dope. Now for the actually, the more important ones, in my opinion, and that is Jimmy Olsen is going to be played by Skyler Gisondo. Obviously I know who Jimmy Olsen is because I've read, Superman, and I like Superman. Everyone knows Jimmy Olsen. Everyone's favorite, red-haired, freckled, always getting into trouble, but Superman's totally got my back. Best friend of Clark Kent and Superman. We just finished showing him a lot of love in the My Adventures with Superman, and damn it, Superman doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't work without no damn Jimmy Olsen. Like, that's just my personal opinion. I think Zack Snyder fucked that part up of Superman, in my opinion. But whatever. We got our Jimmy Olsen. I will say I know who this guy is. I've seen him in several things. The first thing I ever saw him in years ago. What is it? 2018. So, 5 years ago. Was this movie called Booksmart, which I've called out before. But Booksmart, he was hilarious in it. Very, like, he's got the look. The guy can act. I've seen him in other things since then. He can do dramatic things. And look at it, Lottie. Look at a picture of the guy. Don't that look like Jimmy Olsen though?
Yeah.
I mean, like, for real though. I mean, they don't even have to paint no little fake ass freckles on this man. He can do it. He's in his late. He's 27. He still has a very fresh face and everything like that. He can stick around for a while. I think this is a great bit of casting, personally. Lottie, I don't know how much you know about this guy.
I don't really know anything about the actor, but I do like his the cut of his jib to be Jimmy Olsen.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I like the cut of his jib. Yeah, no, he looks the part, and like I said, he's got the chops. He can do this. And again, what did I just say? He's got the James Gunn stamp of approval. And as far as does James Gunn work with anybody that sucks?
Not that I've seen, no.
Point out what if you can find somebody that he works with that sucks. I'll be surprised because I don't know who that is. And he works with people repeatedly. So if he says this is the guy, as far as I'm concerned. But most importantly, this was the one. This was the one when I saw it, I was like, oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I was at work and I was like, hell yeah. Like Kite Man. Nicholas Hoult has been cast as Lex Luthor. So I guess you're gonna have to shave that beautiful hair he has off. Lottie, you know Nicholas Hoult. If for no other reason because you watched the X-Men First Class movie, and you watched the ones with McAvoy and Fassbender as Magneto and as so you know this guy played
Yeah.
Beast. Just based on that alone, like I can point to other things he's been in or he's fantastic, but he was Beast, and I thought he was great as Beast.
Yeah, he was. Damn, he's still. Wow. He's
What?
only 33 years old.
My man, he's been acting his ass off for like the last decade. Like I just saw him in Renfield. Loved him in Renfield. I didn't love the movie, but I thought he was really good in Renfield. I saw him.
So he was like 21 in X-Men First Class. He was like 21 or 20 years old. Wow.
I saw him recently. Probably my favorite thing I've seen him in recently was in the Menu. He was in the Menu.
My God.
What's that? What'd you see on his IMDb?
He was the psycho from Mad Max Fury Road. Yes. So he can rock the ball in. What a day. What a lovely day. Oh my.
But are you looking at his IMDb? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
I mean, this guy has got a pedigree, and it is sharp. I'm telling you, like I said, I recently saw him in the Menu. Fantastic. Saw him in Renfield. Great. Like, Nicholas Hoult is serious. He's real, and he gets to be Lex Luthor. You don't normally see. I mean, you see he's done some like villainous roles before. Usually, he seems like this British guy, and he's a little or he's just the milk toast white guy or something. Like, he'll do that role where there's like more underneath it than that. But he doesn't look like he's gonna be the most evil dude on the earth. But I believe in him. I heard he went for Superman, but he's gonna be Lex Luthor. Lottie.
He is.
I mean, I'm just saying, did James Gunn miss with this?
There's people like on Twitter that have like edited with him with a bald head with the suit on. My goodness, that looks like Lex Luthor. That looks like Lex Luthor. And he's holding kryptonite. I can already see it. I can already see it. Superman busts into his office. He's just sitting on his chair with his legs crossed. Yes,
it's great. More importantly, will he wash the taste of Jesse Eisenberg out of your mouth?
My God, that's the first thing I wanted to mention. That was one of the first things. Worst. Oh my goodness, that Lex Luthor was an absolute abomination.
The thing is, I didn't necessarily hate it because I knew that he was going for a Mark Zuckerberg, Lex Luthor as Mark Zuckerberg. I got it. Didn't like it that much, but okay. But like, there's been so many people that played Lex Luthor in the past, animated and live action. Gene Hackman was Lex Luthor in the live action movies back in the 70s. We got I think Clancy Brown played him in the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, and then most recently Giancarlo Esposito's been playing him on Harley Quinn. So a lot of really good names going along with that Lex Luthor. And don't try to get me to find out who the hell did him on Super Friends. I have no idea. But Jesse Eisenberg was the most recent. Not good. And also I forget. Kevin Spacey played him in Superman Returns that not many people liked. So I mean, I think given everyone else that's done it, I think he has a potential to like blow them all out of the water. This could be like Heath Ledger level of portrayal to definitively define who this character is for the screen. Now, am I building him up too much, Lottie? Am I saying too much here? Am I putting too much on this man's shoulders?
No, he's a great actor. He has his pedigree. Like he's 33 years old, and I thought the man was in his 40s. Just to just show this man's been acting his ass off since he was 21 years old. Like X-Men First Class came out in 2010. I was 17. So he was actually 20 in that movie. He's 3 years older than me. My goodness. Like I literally was like, oh, he's probably like 40. Probably 41. 33. This man, I'm literally watching a guy a little bit. I'm watching a guy my brother's age playing all these movies, and he took his opportunity and he could go. He was handed the baton and ran a freaking world record, man. Like he has legit. He has the portfolio of a 40, 50-year-old man, and he's only 33. Like it's ridiculous. Like he's like Chris Evans. Remember when Chris Evans became Captain America? People could not believe he was only 29 years old. They're like, I swear Chris Evans is like 40 years old because Chris Evans was in so many movies before he was even Captain America.
Yeah, they stay working. So, and I think Nicholas Hoult, come on. I mean, he deserves this. I'm super excited for this. Like, I'm legit. I like those other castings, cool. The Jimmy Olsen one, I was quite happy for that one. But this one, this is the one that's got my attention. You know, I'm like, in Django, it's like you had my curiosity, now you have my attention. So, yeah, James Gunn's doing his damn thing. I'm ready. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see when they start getting on set. You know, they're not filming yet. It's gonna be. I think they're starting filming probably sometime in the next few months. So we'll get to see them then, and we'll let you guys know what we think about those set pictures and how they're proceeding. I think we got some pretty good stuff coming. So anyway, Lottie, that's all of our news for this week. But hey, you guys, maybe we missed something. Maybe we got something wrong, or you just want to let us know you agree or had some other thoughts, whatever that may be. Get down there to the comment section. Let us know what you think. And of course, you can always hit us up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com, supernotfunnyshow on Threads, on TikTok, on Instagram. Let us know what you're thinking. And while you're doing that, get down there, hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. All that good stuff helps more people to see this channel, helps more people to see videos just like this. And if you're doing, listening to this on a podcasting platform, leave us a review. 5 stars would be great. Just let us know what you think. Give us some feedback. That would be great. And of course, the Supercast wouldn't be the same if it didn't have Lottie's insight. So Lottie, where can they reach you on social media?
Oh yeah, you can always find me on my Instagram, which is Anu Kinihun. Well, my YouTube and Instagram, which is Anu Kinihun. Again, it's Anu Kinihun, ANUKINIHUN. Again, it's ANUKINIHUN.
Yep, you guys go and check out what Lottie's got going on. He's got animations and all that good stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. You know what to do. Show some love. All right, thanks for joining us on this episode 128 of the Supercast. Come back next week. We got episode 129. Hopefully, as much news as we had this week, they can top it. But it might be a slow week because it's Thanksgiving. So if it is, we do have some other topics to cover. And of course, we can talk about Invincible, all of that good stuff. So until then, I've been Mo, your commentator extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by the anime expert, video game designer, and lover of all things superhero, my good friend Lottie. And we'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.
Peace.